Alright, hello everyone, so this is going to be a Thursday video, still recording on the Monday. Need to pre-record some videos to set to go up on the Wiki reading days, so at least something goes up on my channel and to keep the schedule for this week. So Cyraxx Wiki articles, going to be doing another 2 today. First one is going to be trolling. Cyraxx has a plethora of trolls and people who mess with him online, not to be confused with reens. The difference between trolls and reens is that reens are usually one-time and nameless and faceless individuals who bug Cyraxx. Trolls are the longer term and have connected online personalities. Rax tubers, e.g. Base Shaman, who does Base Shaman upload anymore? I don't know what he does nowadays. I don't know what he does. And trolling groups, e.g. Kiwi Farms, are excluded. So the people who document him are not on this list. Notable trolls, active trolls. William Gloryhole is a classic Cyraxx troll known to be Cyraxx's arch enemy. He's the one that posts the body cam videos for the most part whenever he can get it, and also does the majority of the behind the scenes stuff. John is a YouTuber that turned to trolling Cyraxx. John isn't going on, or is not on YouTube anymore, I don't think. He trolled Cyraxx for about a couple of months, and he must have got bored of it, because it's after the fake court case thing which they trolled Cyraxx with, he basically John just said fuck it, I just want to do other stuff. So which is fair play. Can't really dedicate all your life to trolling a parasite. Cyraxx video game. CVG is a Cyraxx troll who excels in getting information out of Cyraxx. Metal Gear Rax. Metal Gear Rax is a troll who is adept to getting Cyraxx riled up. Aware of Myself, well, we all know who he is now. Aware of Myself is a pseudo reen troll who was assaulted by Cyraxx and pressed charges against him, and then he fucking messed up and dropped the charges, didn't he? Like an idiot. Inactive trolls. Music Bismarty, yeah, rest in peace. We all know why he's not trolling anymore. Music Bismarty is a Cyraxx troll and basically an omnipotent over a bit being over Cyraxx. Unfortunately, Marty passed away in February 2025, showing how incredible his influence was over Cyraxx. Cyraxx's immediate reaction to this that Marty was faking his death in order to troll him once again. Yeah, well, he's in Cuba, up in heaven at the minute, so yeah. MF Goon didn't start any sagas like Marty, but was an expert in getting Cyraxx to freak out. MF Goon allegedly passed away to unpromised vulnerability. The only thing is, I don't really know who MF Goon was. Personally, I don't really know who MF Goon was. Liquid Chris. This is the new Liquid Chris, not the old one. Liquid Chris was an imitator of a Chris Can troll who was able to get Cyraxx mad for a bit. Plus, I think he helped brick his first Xbox as well. Cyraxx in trolling. Cyraxx has a very warped and inaccurate view on what trolling is, likely contributing to his habit of constantly falling victim to their plans, instead of the more accurate description of getting a rise out of someone online for one's amusement. Cyraxx perceives trolling as some kind of racket or cult-like organisation making millions of tormenting their victims somehow or stealing from them. This bizarre belief likely stems from Cyraxx's delusions that he wants to be a millionaire. If it was not for the troll stealing his content, falling failing or refusing to realise that the trolls steal his music and videos solely to get a rise out of him, not for financial gain. Cyraxx also believes that trolling is a full-time job and a livelihood. It's not. He seems to think that if he can take down the trolls, they would all be homeless as a result. This is likely a projection of his own fear of becoming homeless once Sally passes away. So things like when Sally passes away, like Cyraxx is going to be homeless because like Ed's not going to keep him. Like Ed's basically fed up with Cyraxx now. Like when Sally dies, Ed's going to move out and Cyraxx will leave. Like he'll have to go unless Sally gives Ed the house in her will or something. Then obviously Ed's gonna have to kick Cyraxx out anyway, because he doesn't want him around. Cyraxx is a danger to himself and others. Cyraxx also calls the trolls an evil cult or cyber terrorists to make them seem like a bigger issue that everyone should be involved in to stopping them. For him. Yeah, do it for him. Fear-mongering about them spreading and harassment on innocent people or other innocent people. In reality, however, Cyraxx is only the centre of a relatively small niche online solely dedicated to trolling him and him only. They target him for an easy exploitable behaviour. For his easy exploitable behaviour and his horrible personality. I think personality is spelled wrong. It does not correct. And it's not just going around picking on random people to harass the same way that they harass him. Right, and that was it for this for this one, and this was last updated on the 10th of April 2026. So the next one is going to be family. Throughout the years, many stories have surfaced from Cyraxx's extended family, some from members who have stepped forward themselves to provide first-hand accounts. It's safe to say that due to Cyraxx's tendency to antagonise people over the slightest disagreement and the drama he constantly attracts himself and everyone around him, Cyraxx's extended family generally want nothing to do with him and keep their distance. I don't fucking blame them. William Smith was Cyraxx's biological grandfather and Rupel's father. Rupel was Cyraxx's father. He married Sally in the late 60s in questionable circumstances. Not only Sally was 15 and William was in his mid-20s, Jesus fucking Christ, it is Ohio, so you never know. But she was also pushed into marriage when it was discovered that she was pregnant with Rupel. Their marriage did not last long, however, and the two divorced 5 years later. Rupel who was 4 at the time and ended up being largely raised by William. Sally had very little contact with him after the divorce. I'm pretty sure William passed away like recently. I can't really remember. Bill was Chance's biological uncle. According to his sister Dale he was a very jovial and benevolent man. He passed away from lung cancer and pneumonia complications in 2015. Chance often brings up Bill as a role model in his life and got him into e-racing. City is his supposed career as a drag racer. It turns out, however, Bill was never a race driver or seemed to have any outward interest about motorsport in general. More bullshit Cyraxx makes up, in other words. However, when trolls discovered Bill was a drag queen, it quickly became apparent that Cyraxx had so stupidly mixed up the motorsport type of drag race and the drag queen pageant type of drag race. Yeah, of course Cyraxx would think that. As 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 for much as Cyraxx claims that Bill was a brother to him, even though he was his uncle, it was almost certain that Cyraxx did not really care about him. Well, he doesn't care about any of his family, to be fair. Only ever bringing him up to fuel his racing career delusions or fish for sympathy. Which cements this while Sally visits him in the hospital during his last moments. Cyraxx didn't tag along and preferred to stay home because he's a coward. Using the excuse to stay home and defend the property against burglars. Like, seriously, Cyraxx's home, or Sally's home, hasn't got anything worthy of stealing. It's a run-down old shack. That's all it'll ever be. Although Bill didn't like Cyraxx much either. Well, we all don't like Cyraxx, as he was the one that called the police during the Kansas incident after Cyraxx strangled Sally in a blind rage of a tantrum. Buddy was Chance's biological brother, born less than a year prior. He was taken away by the Alaska authorities shortly after his birth and adopted by an unrelated family. He has little to no contact with his biological family and wants nothing to do with them. As Gordon put it, he hasn't arguably dodged the world's biggest bullet. Yeah, he basically got off like easy. Like, that's the way to do it. Duane was the ex-husband of Dale Lynn. He became relevant to the Cyraxx community during the summer of 2025, amid a situation involving Sally, who had apparently lied to Dale about their family bonds. Likely influenced by Sally, Cyraxx attempted to rope Duane into a conflict between him and Dale, despite the two having divorced 20 years prior. He's also unsurprisingly shared him with Rose about the trolls and his usual sub-story full of lies. Duane was originally unaware of Cyraxx's reputation and somewhat felt bad for him, but as soon as trolls started filling him in, he quickly turned his back on Cyraxx and cut contact. Good. Labelling him as needy and having a delusional psychosis. In January 2026, Duane, or at least someone's purporting to be him, commented on the post on the r/Cyraxx subreddit, where he reveals that during the mall incident, Cyraxx reached out to beg him for a ride home, which Duane eventually evidently declined. He also said that although he occasionally keeps tabs on Cyraxx's latest antics, he ultimately wants nothing to do with him. Good. Alleged sons. Cyraxx has claimed to have 2 sons. He doesn't. He wishes he had kids so he could do the deed with them. But thank God he doesn't have any real sons or daughters or any children. Connor and Elliot, but it's unlikely for Cyraxx to have biological children. Connor and Elliot are likely 2 kids of his past girlfriends. Connor. In Cyraxx's New Look, New Attitude, New Me, Cyraxx has shouted out his son Connor, and there's nothing for Elliot. Yeah, that's the thing, because it's dangerous for Cyraxx to have kids because of the blind Billy situation, where he basically raped a blind boy, and Cyraxx is a known predator anyway, so we do not want him to have kids. Right, and that was it. Like, that Dale Lynn, is that an actual yeah, that's an actual thing on here. So yeah, this was last updated on the 17th of May this year. So that was it. I hope you enjoyed this one. A little bit longer than the previous wiki I did a couple of days ago from this one. So tomorrow, the Friday video, I should be back from Norfolk. So I tell you how everything went and what I got, because I usually pick up a few like tote bags with like goodies in it and everything like that. And yeah, I'll explain everything when I get home tomorrow. So until then, see you guys.